Hello, 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 hello,
Hello.
hello, hello.
Wow. Oh,
I know
I should sit up.
we're trying to make sure that this thing is
All right, there we
working.
go.
I
How's
want to.
that?
Well, pretty good.
Are
I
we
guess.
live? Is it Memorex?
I don't know. I'm trying to listen for the. Oh, okay. Sound is good. We're live.
We live.
We're live on Memorex here. Let me mute this guy here.
Mute who's? Okay, anyway.
Wait.
Huh.
Da 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 da
Da da da.
da da da.
Doo doo.
She can go.
All right. So why are we live?
Why are we
Good
live?
question.
Because we're lazy.
Yeah, we're lazy, right? I just don't want to edit it and upload it and do all these other things. But so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little series, right? And we're just going to answer fundamental questions,
That's
right?
baby.
I've seen
Sorry.
TV shows and it's like news things, and everybody says, well, why is America the greatest country in the world, right? What? Look at the camera or look at the TV?
Look at the camera.
See, she's bossing me around again. That's one of the reasons why we're the greatest country in the world. Anyway, I see everybody they just stomp over this question. They trip on this question. It's a very simple question. Right. All right. Why is America the greatest country in the world? You watch all these liberal TV shows, and they had one about a newspaper, and the guy goes, oh, well, it's not. And he nitpicks all these little crazy things. And your college professors will sit there and argue, oh, this and that and this and that. And why is America the greatest country in the world? Because we still to this day, you can come to, Mike. We still to this day have people that absolutely believe in this.
Bye.
It's very simple. And not only is it this, the Constitution of the United States, it's the Bill of Rights.
That's right.
Okay. Now, there are people out there that want to turn you into a commie. They don't want to hear freedom of speech. But you have to understand what the Bill of Rights is. It guarantees every individual, not a collective, every individual is guaranteed rights. You have the right of freedom of speech. You have the right to keep and bear arms, to defend yourself against your country if need be.
You have the right to life and the pursuit
of happiness.
Right.
Correct. Life. All right. That is why Roe versus Wade was overturned. Okay. Because nowhere in the Bill of Rights or in the Constitution does it give a mother a right to kill a child. All right. That's just an inevitable right that child has. Now, you guys want to call it something different. The word fetus pops up a lot, and look it up. Fetus is just another word for a baby. Okay. Right. So that's what it is. But it guarantees everybody those rights. What made this country strong was an exchange of ideas, not being taught one thing with no evidence and not having a discussion on it, okay? Mm-hmm. And shame on the education system now, because you're producing idiots.
Yes.
I mean, these kids, they just have no imagination. They absolutely are not armed with the ability of rational thought.
I don't know that this is a new thing. I do believe, though, that he's been in the works for a very long time.
I think so.
Probably before, the 1950s, even before that. Slowly, they've been eroding the educational system to such, like he says, where you can't even have a conversation with anybody of this newer generation because they have no concept of logic. They can't follow a thought. And here's the worst part of it all, I think. Sometimes when you go into the conversation, and we are probably as guilty as most of them, do you go into a conversation or a debate wanting to change the other person's mind, or you're going into a debate letting them know your opinions and always having the desire to change your own mind? Okay, but that's not the case anymore. Nobody wants to change their mind on anything. I do what I say, and what I say is what it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. You talk to them and they can't get past the catchphrase. There's nothing there. They can't reason thought behind a catchphrase.
That's right.
Because that's what they're taught in college and in high school and in junior high. And I mean, it's a shame. It seems like we've wasted 2 whole generations now, right? This country used to produce men that would go out and fight for the greater good. They understood that there was flaws with the country, but they knew that this was the best country and they were willing to make the ultimate sacrifice. Now, not so much.
Yeah. Think about it. In the Bible, it says, Jesus Christ died for us, right? When we were unrighteous and still in sin. Now, think about it. Paul says in one of his letters, because most people wouldn't die for a righteous person. Yeah. For not even for a righteous person, maybe, right? Now, imagine our American soldiers. They died for the righteous and the unrighteous.
Correct.
They're as Christ-like as some of us could ever get to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. They die for all of us. And all of us that are unrighteous and all of us that are righteous. And I mean, we call them names and we disrespect them, and then on top of that we take away their funding and all these other things that we do. I mean,
but it used to be you could have difference of opinions. This country had a 2-party system for a reason, because our founding fathers were grown-ups. All right.
That's right.
And they were literally grown-ups. So they said, okay, we'll have a 2-party system. And what this system will do, well, it will force compromises. But no, not anymore. Neither side wants to listen to the other side.
That's right.
All right. When you have a political party and even judges anymore, what was that judge's? Sotomayor. Okay.
I was so excited for her.
Yeah, I was too. I was really excited because, she's a Mexican or, Latin descent, whatever. Descent. Yeah, but you know what I mean, right?
Latinx.
Yeah, Latinx, Latinx. Ain't that the weird word they got? But anyway, she actually said how she was going to rule on a certain case. She just came right out, said it in the newspaper before she even heard the case.
That's right.
Therefore, she's not a judge. No. She didn't uphold the judicial system. She's a political toy.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. And I mean, it's all about who pays the bills for them.
Correct.
Okay. And what's that adage that absolute power corrupts absolutely? Yeah. So once they get to there and they figure out there's a way to make money by compromising their values and the system.
But even at that, I mean, as long as the majority of the people in this world believe that our Constitution and our Bill of Rights is important.
Yeah.
All right. It is the most important thing. And you have one political party and another political party, and it's like a uniparty anymore.
That's
They're
right.
both trying to take your rights away. Okay. And the reason for that is because they want total control. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. They do not want the population to be and that's why they tell you that the Bill of Rights and the Constitution is an archaic document. It's very easy to believe it's an archaic document if you don't have one of these sitting on your desk and you haven't read it like several hundred times. In a lot of ways, this is a complement of the Bible.
Yeah.
All right. It takes the main values of the Bible and puts it into a political form.
Gives us a certain inalienable rights that all men are created equal. Who else says that? God says that.
Yes.
All men and women are created equal.
Correct.
And we all made in the image of God. And therefore we all have the same rights.
Correct. But I would caution everybody. It's like there's this big censorship is becoming a big thing.
Yes.
Because that's what they do in high school and grade school and college. They introduce one way of thought And they don't want you to think for yourself. If you disagree with them, you're a dangerous person.
That's right.
And you look what censorship got England. They arrested a female preacher. I have my own thoughts on female preachers, and I disagree with my wife. I have no problem with them. But anyway, she was standing across the street from an abortion clinic. You understand this? She was just standing there saying a silent prayer. She wasn't talking out loud. She didn't have a sign. She was standing there and praying. So the Nazi police in England walked up to her and asked her what she was doing. And she says, I'm not causing any trouble. I'm just standing here silently praying. Mm-hmm. Well, what are you praying for? Well, I'm praying for the babies. And they arrested her, physically arrested her, and took her to jail. Literally, like my wife says, the thought police.
Yeah. And that's not what you want here, because here's the thing. Everybody, the people that are behind all this censorship and all of this thing, taking your videos down or taking your posts down or getting banned from Facebook and Twitter and all of that stuff, you're okay with it now because you agree with the reasons for them.
Good point.
But what about when they do it to you?
Yes. And you don't agree with it.
That is the thing. There's a balance. I get to say my opinion. We get to say what we think, and unless it is outright pornography to me, right, you don't get to take my opinion down. But guess what? It plays the other way. You can say whatever you want. You can sit out there with your opinion about pronouns and all this other stuff. I can voice my opinion and my descending tongues against what you're saying, but you get to have yours as well.
Right.
Okay. But if you start attacking the one and taking their opinions down, yours are up for grabs as well.
As long as we have people on both sides of the aisle, and I stress this, you don't have to agree with me. Mm-hmm. You absolutely don't have to agree with me. I absolutely don't have to agree with you. But I have to respect your right to say it.
That's right.
And you need to respect my right to say it. Mm-hmm. So as long as that happens, and as long as we have this, we are the greatest country in the world.
That's right. Freedom of speech.
That's all I got. And you?
That's all I got.
All right. Bye-bye.
God bless.
That wasn't bad. See, as long as we just do